I had a subscriber reach out to me because they're struggling to get clients. And so they asked this question. It's really about the different, like the success contribution of marketing versus the success contribution of the market. And so that's what we're going to end up talking about in today's episode. This is Mailbox Monday, which is the weekly episode dedicated to answering your questions about marketing, copywriting, business building, and more, freelancing, side hustles, whatever serves you best and is complementary to the main content of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. So this question, Roy, I'm starting a tutoring business. Maybe better to call it a side hustle. My preferred client is the adult learner who's either looking to finish a university degree or satisfy a personal curiosity. Obviously, this is a rather niche client profile, but this isn't my primary job, so I can afford to be picky. But that brings me to my question. How do I know whether my marketing isn't effective at gathering clients that do exist, or whether there just aren't any clients that meet my profile? If it's the former, how do I go about adjusting my marketing strategy to be more successful? And then marketing and business management is not my strong suit, so I apologize if the question is ill-posed or poorly phrased. H. And by the way, I'm going to address that last sentence real quick here. Please, 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 when you use stories to talk about your capabilities, or when you speak about your capabilities here, I consider that to be a form of story, right? Marketing and business management is not my strong suit. That's a story that's being said. Please use growth-oriented language. Use language that leaves it open for the possibility of improvement. So instead of saying, oh, this isn't my strong suit, and then apologizing, say, hey, I'm still developing my marketing and business management skills, so I'd appreciate any direction you could give me here. Cool, awesome, yes. Like, I love that approach to planting a seed of growth, right? I'm still developing this. I'm not quite where I would like to be yet with my marketing and business skills. It implies that that's something that's improving going into the future. And that type of language, repeated to yourself often through time, leaves your entire identity open for growth versus something that's like, oh, this isn't my strong suit, right? I see this in the memory market. One of my students, Anthony Mativier, is focused on helping people grow their memories. And he says, one of the biggest differences between people who remember names and people who forget names, and it's something that most of us would like to be able to do, is to remember names better. So one of the big differences is at the beginning, somebody who remembers names says, I'm the type of person who figures out how to remember somebody's name, and I work to remember people's names because I know that's important. Versus, oh, I suck at remembering names, I'm sorry. Right? So it's the positive growth-oriented language that sets you up to seek out strategies that will allow you to develop there. And then when you have those strategies and you repeat those strategies, it's a capability and a skill that you develop and that you learn and that you get better at, right? Same thing goes for any marketing skill or whatever. Anyways, back to the big question, which is, if you're struggling to get clients, is it about your marketing or is it about the market? Does your marketing suck or does the market suck? Or what, right? And so for this, we're going to put on our marketing problem solving hat with a big hat tip to David Deutsch, who, A-list copywriter, generated $1 billion plus in sales. And I interviewed him last Friday. And that's one of the things that he mentioned in that interview is, like, as marketers, we're always just trying to solve a problem, right? We're trying to solve a problem for, does this thing work? How can it work? How can we get the most people interested in this, etc. And don't forget, if you have a question you'd like to have answered in an upcoming Mailbox Monday episode, check the link in the description to breakthroughmarketingsecrets.com/ask. That's under Ask Roy Your Question. Pretty obvious there. And you can submit your question for it to be answered in an upcoming episode. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe so you can get more content like this delivered to you. With that, let's dive in. These are the proven direct response marketing, copywriting, and entrepreneurship success strategies you can use today to write your own ticket and create the life you want. I am Roy Furr, and this is Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Now, here's today's breakthrough. All right, so today's episode, as usual, is sponsored by me. And if you're interested in getting clients, whether you started the business years ago or you started the business yesterday, you need to focus on all the right things, the entire foundation that needs to be in place in order for you to be successful in growing your client business. And I recorded this free mini course, and if you haven't been through it yet, you got to go through it. It's the Launch Your Client Business free mini course. And like I said, this applies whether you launched your business yesterday or 10 years ago. If you're still struggling to get clients, and so you're paying attention to this episode, this goes through all of the critical elements that make up the foundation of a successful client business. And so, for example, this question of marketing versus market, well, that's covered in the Launch Your Client Business free mini course. And all you have to do is you have to enter your email address at the link in the description. This one will be first. It's the one with the rocket, Launch Your Client Business free mini course. That will take you to a page where you can sign up and you can get the 3 episodes of that mini course for free. And lay that foundation for a successful client business. So back to our big question. Is it your marketing? Is it your markets? And let's start off by saying markets beat marketing every day of the week. If you talk to somebody who buys mailing lists, if you talk to somebody who buys traffic on the internet, if you talk to somebody who pays for advertising, pretty much across the board, if you are investing in advertising, you recognize that putting your message in front of the right people and making sure that those people who you're putting your message in front of are buyers for your particular product or service, whatever it is that you're planning to offer, if you get the market right, the marketing has a much easier job to do. And so nailing your market first is going to be, it's going to take you most of the way to success. And so I think that this is a very smart question that is being asked, and we'll do our best to go through it. But in terms of markets, an ideal market is, it's a group of hungry buyers, right? It's people who are ready, willing, and able to spend on whatever, right? They're interested in what it is that you're offering. They have a problem that they'd like to have solved, and they are willing to go invest in a solution to the problem, right? And it's not based on what you want to sell, right? Okay, so I want to sell tutoring to adult learners. It doesn't matter if I want to sell tutoring to adult learners if no adult learners want to buy tutoring. Now, I don't know that. I don't know this market. I haven't tested this market. My hunch is that this is probably a pretty good side hustle, a pretty good service to offer. But I don't know that, right? Because it's not based on what you want to sell. It's based on what they want to buy. And the more you can map your offer to what people already want to buy, the easier it's going to be to do your marketing. Terrible marketing can do very well if the offer matches the market and the market is full of people who want to buy something like the offer. So how do you test the market for something like this little side hustle business, right? How do you test this market? My first recommendation to you is to try giving it away. Try giving it away, especially if you don't need the income. Now, I'm going to be specific about this because I don't want you to sign someone up for, months and months of free tutoring, etc., right? Just try giving it away. Try giving it away. And by the way, I did some quick research here, and some notes that I took during this quick research is that this probably is a market. There's at least a large number of people there. The question is what percentage of people in this broader, group of people, this broader population, it actually represents a market, which are people willing to buy. But the broader population, just quick Google search, 6.6 million adult students. I think that was in the United States. It's 35% of higher education enrollments. So you look at a college that has tens of thousands of students, roughly 1 in 3 of the enrollments there are adult learners, right? The question is, are they buyers of tutoring? So going back to this idea of giving it away, right? My recommendation is to offer something like a free tutoring session for the right learner, right? I will give out a free tutoring session if you are the right learner. And this is something to do super early in the business. All you're trying to do is figure out, are there people who are interested? But we're also gonna benefit from this too. You say free tutoring session for the right learner. All you have to do is give me a testimonial. Leave your comments at the end. It could be a Google review. It could be whatever it is, right? You're just looking for someone to give you comments at the end about what they thought of the session, right? And so what this allows you to do is it takes, like, for example, if you were to say, tutoring, $200 an hour for adult students, send your check to XYZ, right? That's a very hard offer for someone to respond to even tell you if there is any kind of interest in that. So you could put that offer all over campus, and you may only get 1 or 2 students because they don't know who you are. They don't know if you have any credibility as a tutor. They don't, anything like that. Like there's so much resistance possible to that particular offer. Free tutoring session for the right learner. If you are an adult learner and looking to finish your degree or pursue personal interests, I can help you in this subject, right? You get this free session with me. All you have to do is give me a testimonial at the end. Put that all over campus, and you might have to really control access to your schedule there, because you're taking all of the resistance out of this willingness to respond that you want someone to have, right? You're tearing down all potential roadblocks so that they can drive right through if they're at least somewhat interested in the solution, right? You don't know how much it's going to cost yet. You don't know how much they're willing to pay yet, but you can at least figure out if there is some kind of interest in that, in what it is that you do. And the bonus is if they are giving these testimonials, if they're giving these Google reviews or whatever it is, right? You're getting their language about why they like it and what it is that they need. They say, I just needed somebody to make sure that I was that I was on top of all of the learning, because access to the professors during off hours wasn't available to me. Or I just needed someone to keep me accountable for my study habits from week to week, beyond what I was able to get in the class. Or this person helped me prepare for this upcoming test, and because we walked through the questions and they answered all my questions, I was able to ace the test, right? So you're getting the different market desires in the language that they use in any kind of testimonial that they give. So that's how you test. That's how you test the market for your side hustle business, is you just try to give it away. If you can't give it away, you sure as heck are not going to sell it. And in the process of giving it away, you can start to get marketing assets, meaning testimonials, right? And now here's how you turn that market test into marketing. We're going to do largely the same thing. We're going to make that free one-off tutoring session into something that's not quite a free one-off tutoring session, so that we can still maximize the number of potential prospects that respond to each marketing attempt that we make, without just giving away the farm, right? So we're going to do something that is akin to a free consultation, a consultative sales call. And if sales is a scary word to you, don't even think about it like a sales call. Think of it more like a doctor doing a diagnosis, right? You are going to diagnose if and how you can help them. And the prescription, assuming that you can help this person, is going to involve ongoing tutoring with you. And so just an idea that I had off the top of my head here is personalized study success plan for adult learners, right? That you're going to offer free personalized study success plan. And maybe that's actually terrible language. Maybe that's just, maybe that I was trying to capture this whole idea. It's this personalized plan for academic success for adult learners, right? So I'm going to help you create a personalized plan for your success. Okay, that sounds awesome. And you're going to do it for me for free? Cool, whatever, right? So the whole point of this consultation, you're going to go through with this person. You're going to say, okay, how long you're enrolled for, what's your degree, why are you going back to school, all of that. And you're going to gather all this information about them. Okay, how are you doing? What are you struggling with these days? Like, what are your study habits? And you're going to talk about these different things that a tutor would probably talk about in their first session anyway. And you're going to say, okay, here's my recommendation for you. My recommendation is to do this thing, do this thing, do this thing. Oh yeah, and by the way, you should also have a tutor who can be somebody that's in your corner, that's able to provide additional support and accountability throughout the semester, etc. Right? And it's all in this success plan, right? And then instead of trying to sell someone on tutoring before they have met you, before they know who you are, then you can offer the consultation and offer that everywhere. And it's fairly simple. You can say, hey, I will help you create a personalized study success plan if you're an adult learner that meets these criteria. And I want to help you succeed. And when that is defined as an offer that you're making that is low risk, low resistance, that's very easy, there's not a bunch of roadblocks in their way, they don't have to spend money to start, right? Then it's far easier to get someone to sign up for something like that. And what you'll find if you're afraid of giving away free, or you're afraid of giving away your time for free, certainly, what you'll find is that an offer like this makes it so you have a far smaller investment of time and energy in marketing per client in the door. And so would you rather spend a ton of time doing marketing, not sure if you're going to get more clients in the door, or spend a little bit of time doing marketing, a bunch of time doing these free consultations, and be getting a bunch of people in the door? Marketing is not as hard as you're making it. And this is kind of a reference to that last sentence in the question that I talked about earlier. Marketing is really about putting an offer out, making sure that it fits the market, right? We're going to test messages. We're going to see what works. So we ask, okay, who's this problem for, right? Who's this problem for? What problem are they facing? What solution do we offer? How can we get our message in front of them, and how can they get the solution if they're interested in the offer that we are making, right? So who's it for? It's adult learners who are taking classes on one particular subject. What problem are they facing? Maybe challenges making sure that they get an A and make it worth it, right? The solution that you offer, it's going to start with that free personalized study plan, and it's going to continue with tutoring throughout the semester. How do we get it in front of them? Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. But how can they get it? Well, they get it by starting with that free personalized study plan. And then it's mostly a matter of putting in the reps, getting lots of exposure out there with a clear next step that should have as little perceived risk as possible if that person is a next fit, or is interested, or is a good fit, right? So the next step should be something that is very easy to take. It should be a low threshold offer. And in this context, I feel like I want to add in one last idea. It's about conversion rates, and that can sound like a fancy term for somebody who's just doing this side hustle offering tutoring services, right? But conversion rates is basically, okay, I put this in front of 100 people, and what percentage of them responded, right? So is it 1 out of 100 responded? Is it 5 out of 100 responded? Is it 50 out of 100 responded, etc.? And I want to talk about conversion rates in the context of inbound and outbound marketing. Again, these might feel like fancy terms, but it's fairly simple ideas, right? Inbound marketing is people coming to talk to you. Outbound marketing is you going to talk to them, or you putting your message in front of them. So outbound marketing has very low conversion rate. And the higher the threshold of that offer. So for example, tutoring, $200 an hour, math tutoring, $200 an hour for adult students. Um, uh, Call this number, right? That's going to have a very low conversion rate because it's a high threshold offer and it's high perceived risk, right? And when you put that out there, that's the great unwashed masses. Like, okay, maybe you put it out there on campus, right? But we're talking to everybody, right? And we're making our offer to everybody. And their awareness of the problem, the need for tutoring might be pretty low. Their strength of desire to solve it on average, I'm talking on average across, every 1,000 people that see that message, they may be very low awareness of the problem, very low strength of desire to solve it. And so you're going to get this low conversion rate. I imagine running that in the student newspaper and, who's picking up the student newspaper, all of that, whatever. Do they even have student newspapers anymore? Maybe I'm dating myself. So that's outbound marketing where you're just sending it out to a big audience, right? Inbound marketing has a much higher conversion rate. So if you had this tutoring business existing and people were coming to you because of the problem, there's going to be this super high percentage of those people who come to you that are going to become clients, are going to become tutoring students, right? They're coming to you because of the problem. They have a strong desire to solve it that actually leads to them seeking out the solution. And so you're going to have a much higher conversion rate. And the one thing that you can do, and I've already led you down this path, but the one thing that you can do to make to make all of this work on your behalf, if outbound marketing has this low conversion rate, but inbound marketing has this high conversion rate, but maybe you don't have the reputation yet to bring people in the door for inbound marketing, right? There's this very old process that's been used in mail order marketing, direct response marketing for decades and decades and decades and decades. It's called two-step marketing. And that turns outbound marketing into inbound marketing. So step one is to get them to raise their hand and just express any kind of interest. And then step two would be to actually convert them into customers, clients, whatever. So for example, you might print out, a couple hundred flyers and go to every bulletin board on your local college campus. And these flyers could say, tutoring for adult learners. And the call to action would be free personalized study success plan for adult learners. And it could be email/text. And it could be one of those things where it's got the little tabs at the bottom that you can rip off and you pre-cut them so they're all like dangly down at the bottom. And they just rip off the email, the text, make sure that each of those has free study success plan, and then email and text. You could even do a QR code that allows them to send an email or send a text message, right? But the offer is that free consultation. And so you put this all over campus, tutoring for adult learners. And if it's specific to a subject area, which I imagine it is, do that, right? And then do that call to action, like tell them to email you, to text you, and you're going to make an offer for the consultation when they email, when they text, whatever. And then on that consultation call, when you're like, okay, let's create this free personalized study success plan, and you probably want to have like a worksheet that you fill in that you can send off to them, right? When you send that off, to them, you're also going to make an offer for, hey, if you'd like to start tutoring with me, your first session is this much, and here's my recommendation for you. And if you put that on every bulletin board that you're allowed to throughout a college campus, and you're offering this free personalized study success plan, let's say for math or whatever it is, right? For adult learners, I really struggle to see how that doesn't work. But again, going back to the initial question, is it the marketing or is it the market? Well, in this particular case, it's probably the marketing. The we just know that there are a ton of people who are currently spending a lot of money for their education, and a ton of them are adults and they would fit under this category. But along the way, we've talked about everything that you can do. So you can test it. You can offer the service itself for free for a very little period of time in order to get some kind of testimonials. And then once you've proven, okay, there are some people who are interested in the service and they've given you these great glowing reviews of your service, then you find a way to convert that idea of giving it away free into more of a consultation or a sales call. And then you put that in front of as many people as possible. And if you want to go deeper into all of this, if you really want to make sure that you've laid that foundation for a successful client business, check the link in the description, Launch Your Client Business free mini course. And if you have a question you'd like to have answered in an upcoming Mailbox Monday episode of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets, check the link in the description for that as well. I'm Roy Furr, this is Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Yeah, wow, we went deep. I hope you got a ton of value. Let me know in the comments what your biggest takeaway is, or what you're going to implement as a result of this. And I'll catch you again in the next episode. See you soon. Thank you once again for tuning in to this daily episode of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Remember, check out the links with this episode for even more value. Now make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and engage in every way you can to keep this show going and growing and delivering daily value to you. I'll catch you soon for your next big breakthrough.